Hey beautiful, welcome back to Chris Fit. In this video, we're answering this question by C, how you get them good knees. Now, again, the party started with some good old squats. Squats are compound exercises, meaning that they work through multiple joints of the body. You can get good strengthening in the knees through doing squats. If you don't have like a squat bar at home or weights at home, you can simply do body weighted squats off of a sofa, just like what I'm doing. Actually, I did this video while I was in Bahamas. I said, listen, I can't miss a day at the gym, so I gotta work out in my hotel room. An advanced version to the squat, if you feel that they're too easy, but it's body weight and it's still working with, you can do a single-legged squat. Now, this really pressures your ankles and your knees and your hip joints in terms of stability. So it helps you to stabilize as well as to strengthen, which is extremely important when you're trying to get those good knees. I didn't say it before, but all of these exercises that I'm going to be doing, if you're really working towards strengthening, think about doing 3 sets of 10 repetitions, meaning 30 repetitions per day for like 2 to 3 days per day, and you can take breaks in between. So when I say 3 sets of 10 for the newbies, it means 1 set of 10, rest, another set of 10, rest, a third set of 10, and rest. For persons who find a full squat too easy, but then this single leg squat is too hard, you can consider using support. So for example, a cane with a good rubber bottom that won't slip around to help you with support to help you stand up. That can be used. Up next, we're going to be working out the glute medius minimus and the tensor fascia lata, which is a muscle and fascia that reaches right down to the lateral side or the outside of the knee and attaches to the knee joint and helps to support, stabilize that knee. Now, this is an excellent exercise. A lot of persons neglect the hip exercises, which is crazy because if it's weak, you're going to have a lot of instability in your knees. So this is very important. This is an increased range hip abduction inside lying. Increased range meaning that instead of just carrying it down to the top of the sofa there, you notice I'm dropping it below the sofa and up. This is increasing the range that I'm working at a higher intensity. Now, if you're unable to manage just a simple side lying without the increased range, then you will not be able to manage this one. I'm doing this purely with body weight, and the repetitions, again, you can do 3 sets of 10, which amounts to about 30 reps. Of course, as I said before, taking breaks after every 10. And of course, you want to ensure that you do the 2 sides. You don't want to be developing imbalances. What is that? That can cause pain, if you do like 10 for one side and say, all right, it's do 10 for this side, let me just about 5 on this side. No, girl. Muscle imbalances, is that you? Where a lot of persons go wrong with this particular exercise is that they turn the toes up versus keeping them parallel. So you notice? Yeah, make sure you don't do that. So now we're going to be using those good old mini loops, resistance bands. Some people just call them booty bands. I'm about to do a donkey kickback. Look at the way that I'm positioning the band. Very important. Right at the knee there. And look, my right knee is anchoring that band. The other one stays behind the knee. If it's uncomfortable, remove it. Here are positions of the arms. You can either be right here on the forearm, one arm up, one forearm down, or both arms up. It's really dependent on how you're comfortable. Whatever you do, ensure you maintain a neutral spine. And then I'm doing a donkey kick back. Excellent for the glutes. This also helps to work the hamstrings, which are extremely important. If you have weak glutes, weak hamstrings, the knees them are going to be extremely weak. Listen, if you want to be a stallion, you have to work like a stallion. You have to do the donkey kick back, them and kick back like a stallion. All right. Pay attention to the switch over, anchoring the other knee or anchoring the band under the other knee. And then I continue with donkey kickbacks again. You notice that my back is not rounded. I have a neutral spine. There's still a slight curvature in my lower back, which is the way it looks when I stand straight up, because we have these natural curves that helps to cushion the pressure that the spine holds every day. So when we bend in these abnormal positions, but we don't walk like this, we have to make sure that the spine is still neutral and it's still able to take that load. Now we're going into fire hydrant, and I'm going to position the band the same way, anchoring the band at the bottom of the knee of the non-working leg, and then we're just opening up to the side. This again is a abduction exercise. We did one earlier, remember the increased range exercise. This is just working the same muscle fibers but in a different way. And the range here is not increased. We're not being forced to go to the extremes of our range, unless of course that's what you want to do, but it's not necessary here. And then I will just go into the opposite side. Now up next, I'm doing some elevated mountain climbers. Now this is really just to help to increase the power and of course the endurance in the legs. You can do this in standing upright. If you're standing upright, it's no longer called mountain climbers. It'll be called what? Knee highs. So long and short, things like running, walking help to strengthen your knees. Walking on a treadmill as well. Sometimes what you can do is increase the incline percentage on the treadmill and do it start it slow and then continue to increase. Here again is another exercise. It's an increased range of motion, hip abduction exercises. So many of these I'm giving you, it's extremely important because a lot of people don't realize that when the hips, especially the side of hip, is weak, then the knees will be weak as well. Now, for many persons, this might look scary AF. You know what? It's fine. That's okay. A lot of exercises that I've done in the past that I've absolutely conquered looked scary at first. Now, this is a bridge. Now, you can choose to do the bridge flat on your back with the feet flat on the floor, or you can do an elevated bridge, which is more intense. Now, here you're working your glutes, your hamstrings are also getting some work, and the core is also getting some benefit. Be careful you don't hyperextend your lower back because you could end up with lower back problems. So again, you can do a regular bridge where you're lying down flat on your back, knees are crooked, and feet are flat on the floor and not elevated on a chair, and just do the same motion, lifting the butt off the ground and putting it back on the ground. I'll try to drop a photo right here. I'm gonna look for it on Google and drop it. Now, of course, you can't have a double leg bridge and not do a single leg bridge. Now, if the double leg bridge was too easy for you, you can intensify it with single leg, or just to mix it up, sometimes you can do the double leg and then you can do a single leg. But these are excellent exercises. Great, again, I said, for the hamstrings and for the glutes. As a physiotherapist, it's incredible to me how many times persons leave out core activation out of their regular workouts. A study done by the National Institute of Health (NIH) shows where weak core musculature or trunk control to support body weight increases knee pain intensity that impairs walking among patients suffering from osteoarthritis on the knee joint. So the question is, can weak knees or can a core that is weak be associated with weak knees? And the answer is absolutely yes, because weak or inflexible core muscles can interfere with the proper functioning of your legs and arms. This last exercise I did works the adductor muscles, which are also connected to the knees. That's all I have for you today. Like, share, subscribe.